Let's be real, it's late. You should be catching some serious Z's, but it's there, right? That glowing icon on your desktop, that shrink-wrapped case practically staring down at you from the shelf. Or is it that list in your digital library that just keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling? These games you swore you definitely would play. The ones you will definitely, absolutely play, eventually. We've all got one. The pile of shame, the wall of maybe, whatever you want to call that digital black hole of good intentions, your gaming backlog. I bought 3 games recently that I haven't even started. Instead, I bought an older game and have been playing the heck out of that for like 30 or 40 hours. And get this, Steam's own 2024 data showed a massive 85% of total playtime was on games released before that year. That means a huge chunk of new games we buy are just pretty much waiting their turn. So what's the deal? Why is that carefully curated collection of future fun slowly morphing into digital hoarding? Today, we're going to dive into why your gaming backlog has turned into such a monster and why, no matter what you do, it just keeps getting bigger and you will never clear it. Ready? Let's get it. Okay, so deep down, we kind of know a big part of this isn't just about the games themselves, it's about us. Our brains are practically wired to hit that add to cart button. First up, the heavy hitter we all struggle with, FOMO, or fear of missing out. Man, every single day it's a full-on barrage. Social media is blowing up with the latest AAA beast. Your favorite streamer is absolutely losing their mind over some awesome indie gem. Forums are blazing with debates, spoilers, and everyone's yelling, dude, you have to play this. This never-ending hype train just cooks up this insane sense of urgency. You start feeling like if you don't jump right in right now, you'll totally be out of the loop, like a digital hermit missing out on some huge shared experience. So bam, you buy it, even if you're neck deep in your current obsession. Again, something that's happened to me. Then there's this sneaky guilt and anxiety that starts to worm its way in about the backlog itself. That growing list doesn't always feel like a treasure chest of amazing adventures, does it? For a lot of us, it starts looking more like a to-do list or a mountain of digital chores. Each unplayed game is like a tiny pixelated IOU, a missed opportunity for fun that's just now just sitting there, judging you. And the wild part is this pressure can actually make you less likely to play anything. Analysis paralysis is a real thing and it happens to me all the time. This leads right into the decision paralysis. Oh, the beautiful, painful irony of having way too much choice. With massive libraries from sales, bundles, and those all-you-can-eat subscription services like Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, we're often just staring at this overwhelming buffet of options. Instead of feeling pumped, we just lock up. Trying to figure out what to play next becomes such an ordeal that sometimes we just throw our hands up and play nothing. Or worse, we scurry back into an old favorite. I do this all the time when I'm thinking about what I want to play. I get overwhelmed and then I just watch Netflix or YouTube or something. And hey, let's not forget that collector's itch. For some of us, just owning the game, adding it to that digital shelf feels like a victory, like a little trophy, a nod to our awesome taste, or even if that taste is mostly untasted. And it's not just our brains messing with our free time. The gaming industry itself pretty much is designed to keep us hoarding. Acquiring games. The sheer volume of games dropping every single year is just staggering. Seriously, every week there's a fresh new tsunami of titles hitting every genre imaginable, flooding the digital storefronts and sometimes even physical shelves. From those sprawling open world adventures that can gobble up hundreds of hours to those charming indie puzzlers. It's a non-stop tsunami of games. Even if you had unlimited time and cash, just keeping tabs on what's new would be a full-time job. This relentless pace means those older gems in your backlog are constantly being shoved further down the list by the next big thing. And oh boy, can we talk about sales. Steam, GOG, the console marketplaces are absolute magicians when it comes up to deals you just can't pass up. Flash sales, seasonal blowouts, publisher bundles, and those "are you kidding me" deep discounts, they make games so cheap to snag it's almost silly. Services like Humble Bundle pretty much dump a dozen games on your doorstep for the price of a fancy latte. It feels like a total steal, a super smart buy. How can you not grab that critically acclaimed RPG when it's 80% off, right? The thing is, when games are that cheap to pick up, it's almost like we don't value them as much. It's way easier to buy it and let it gather dust if it only costs you a few bucks. I'm definitely guilty of this. Like I said earlier, you've got subscription services, Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus Premium. These are basically all-you-can-eat buffets of gaming, offering hundreds of titles for a monthly fee. And yeah, The value is insane, but they also massively contribute to that backlog bloat. Suddenly, hundreds of games are yours for the playing, but all that choice, funny enough, can make it even tougher to actually pick one and commit. Why bother rushing this game when there were 200 others just chilling there? And don't even get me started about the power of hyped up reviews and influencer culture. A game drops, critics are showering it with 9s and 10s, and every influencer and their dog is calling it a revolutionary masterpiece. That pull is intense. You buy it to see what all the commotion is about and to be part of that cultural moment. But hype, as we know, has a short shelf life, doesn't it? By the time you actually get to play it, the internet's already on to the next shiny thing, leaving that once must-play title to collect digital cobwebs. The whole marketing and review machine is always laser focused on what's new, making your existing backlog feel, well, kind of like yesterday's news. Then there are two huge real-world kickers for why our backlogs get so out of control. The actual cost of gaming and the serious time drain it involves. The cash you drop on games, especially with all the sales and subscriptions, might not seem too bad, but the real currency in gaming isn't just money, it's hours. Your time is gold, and there's only a finite amount of time, right? Every game you choose to dive into is time you're not spending on another one, or, tackling actual real-life stuff like touching grass. Modern games, especially those giant AAA titles, are often just ridiculously massive. We're talking 30, 50, 100, sometimes 200 hours for one single playthrough. And that's often if you're just scratching the surface of the side quests. Websites like How Long to Beat are popular for a reason. We're desperately trying to figure out if we can actually squeeze a game into our lives. Seeing a title that needs 80 hours can seriously be daunting when your free gaming window is maybe an hour or two a day, if you're lucky. This massive time commitment means a lot of those larger and longer games get bought with absolute best intentions, but then never even get booted up, or they get ditched halfway through when you realize just what a beast they are. And then there's pressure to do it all. Achievement systems, those little tempting in-game checklists, that little voice in your head whispering at you to see and do everything. It can stretch a 30-hour game into a 100-hour epic. For some of us, anything less than 100% completion just feels off, like a job half done. This mindset, while incredibly satisfying for some, definitely puts a dent in the number of different games you can actually experience. Plus, there's that sneaky social pressure, seeing mates or friends online bragging about the obscure secrets of the platinum trophies that can make you feel like you need to dive in just as deep, pushing the time you spend on each game even further. And of course, life just loves to throw a spanner in the works. New job, family commitments, other hobbies, touching grass, as I said before, they all carve out a chunk of that precious gaming time. And that grand ambition to finally conquer your backlog over the holidays, yeah, that usually evaporates by mid-January. So that's a quick look into the wild web of reasons your gaming backlog is probably more intimidating than your actual laundry pile. But hey, you're definitely not alone in facing this digital beast. What's the biggest psychological trap that you always seem to fall for when it comes to buying games? And let's be real, how many games are currently chilling out in your own pile of opportunity? Drop a comment below. I genuinely love to hear your stories about any pro tips on how to wrestle that backlog into submission. And if this whole chat hit home for you, do me a favor, hit that like button and definitely subscribe for more deep dives into gaming culture. It's super clear our massive game backlogs are born from this perfect storm. The way our brains are wired, the nonstop hustle of the games industry, and serious epic size of modern games. Let's be honest, the simple fact that we've only got so much free time on our hands. The FOMO, the guilt, the hype, those irresistible deals, it all conspires to fill up our libraries way faster than we could ever hope to play through them. But maybe, just maybe, we need to start looking at our backlogs a little differently. Is it really a pile of shame, a big old monument to our lack of willpower, or could it be something better? Perhaps more like a personal library of potential joy, a hand-picked collection of awesome worlds just waiting for that perfect moment to jump in. Think of it like a menu of amazing experiences you've already scouted out, all set for whenever the mood strikes you and you actually have the time. The truth is, you'll probably never ever finish your backlog, and you know what? That's completely okay. The whole point of gaming isn't to complete your Steam library to 100%, it's about having fun. Escaping the daily grind for a bit, challenging your brain, and connecting with cool stories and even cooler communities. Understanding what makes that pile grow can help us be a tad more smart about what we buy and maybe a little less easily swayed by the hype machine, and a whole lot more forgiving of ourselves for not playing every single game out there. So yeah, let's not let that backlog get you down. Think of it as a solid proof of passion for this incredible, ever-evolving hobby. Just pick something that genuinely gets you hyped, tune out all the other noise, and really just let yourself get lost in that world. Because at the end of the day, the best game isn't some dusty old title you feel obligated to slog through. It's the one you're having an absolute blast with right here, right now. And I'll see you in the next one.